Okay, so you know how we all have those those little stubborn beliefs, those things we just can't seem to shake?
Oh, yeah?
Like that junk drawer in the kitchen overflowing with, I don't know, rubber bands and twist ties.
Right. You're never going to use them, but you can't throw them away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, today we're tackling kind of the mental version of that. We're diving deep into the function of the miracle worker from A Course in Miracles.
Ooh, I like this. This is good.
Yeah, with some amazing insights from weiwat's explanation.
Wait, what?
Because weiwat has such a great way of explaining these really dense spiritual concepts, and they make them so relatable.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, they give you that decoder ring to A Course in Miracles.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
So today, think of this as your crash course in, Miracle Work 101.
Love it.
We're going to be talking about how healing actually works, the role of trust, how miracles can give us 20/20 spiritual vision.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even throw in some pop culture references just to keep things fun.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so first up, weiwat talks about this fear of release thing,
Yeah.
which sounds kind of counterintuitive, right?
It does.
Wouldn't we be happy to release fear?
Yeah, you think so.
Yeah.
But think of it like this, you've got somebody clinging to a heavy backpack, totally convinced that letting go is going to trap them.
Instead of freeing them.
Instead of freeing them, exactly. That's fear of release in a nutshell.
So it's when you see people who are in terrible relationships and they just can't seem to let go, even though they're miserable.
Totally.
This is giving major When Harry Met Sally vibes here.
Right. Clinging to the familiar, even if it hurts.
Right. Even if it's not good for you.
And that's because we often fear letting go of those negative thoughts, or habits.
Yeah.
We think it's going to make us vulnerable, but in reality, those thoughts only have power if we give them power.
Wait, so you're saying our thoughts actually create our reality?
That is the core principle in A Course in Miracles. The mind is the only true creative force.
Okay.
And the body is simply the tool. Think about it like this, your thoughts are the architect and your body is like the construction crew.
Okay.
Whatever the mind believes, the body experiences.
Okay, that's a big one.
It is.
So basically all those limiting beliefs, those things that we're kind of clinging to, those are faulty blueprints.
Yeah.
That we need to chuck out.
Yes. It's like hitting the delete button on those old files so you can have some space for those new empowering beliefs to take root.
So it's less about fighting those negative thoughts and more about just recognizing that they don't actually have any real power.
Exactly. Unless we feed them. You got to stop giving them so much airtime in our minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like decluttering that messy room. We're going to release what no longer serves us, and then we create space for what does.
Speaking of messy rooms and decluttering, weiwat compares the mind to a chainsaw.
Oh, I love that one.
That's powerful, but also kind of dangerous.
Right, you gotta be careful.
You could end up with a bigger mess than you started with.
Totally. And that brings us to this whole concept of magic, which in A Course in Miracles isn't about, pulling rabbits out of hats.
Right.
But it's about misusing the mind without understanding.
Oh.
Or purpose.
Okay.
So it leads to what calls them miscreations.
Oh, so all those DIY projects.
Yes.
That went terribly right.
End up on Pinterest fail boards, yes.
Yeah.
Good intentions, disastrous results.
Exactly.
That's it, yeah. And this is where it gets really interesting, because weiwat talks about those physical remedies.
Okay.
Medicine as temporary spells.
Wait, spells? Should we ditch our doctors and start brewing potions?
No.
I'm kidding.
No, it's not about rejecting modern medicine, but it's more about the point that these remedies often address just the symptoms.
Okay.
Without getting to the root cause.
Okay, yeah.
Which is in the mind.
So it's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a wound that needs stitches.
Exactly.
It might stop the bleeding for a little bit.
Yeah, it might.
But it's not a long-term solution.
Exactly. And sometimes, when fear is blocking our ability to trust our own inner healing power, those external spells can feel safer.
Yeah. I get that.
Right. It's like choosing the familiar comfort of a Band-Aid over that discomfort of of facing the deeper wound.
Right. It's less about the actual remedies themselves and more about, what is the state of mind that we're in
Exactly.
when we are using them.
Yes.
Are we addressing the root cause or are we just masking the symptoms?
Precisely. And this is what brings us to this really crucial concept of right-mindedness,
Okay.
which to me kind of sounds a little bit like a tightrope walk.
Oh, I love that.
It's about balance and focus.
Yeah, because being right-minded doesn't mean that, you become some sort of spiritual superhero.
Right.
Or that the person you're trying to help is suddenly like a Jedi master.
No, there's no need to channel Yoda.
Exactly, yeah.
Right-mindedness is simply about seeing the situation clearly
Okay.
without those ego distortions. So we're not putting anyone on a pedestal.
Okay.
Not the miracle worker, not the receiver. It's about recognizing that inherent wholeness in both.
So it's about stepping back from like all those judgmental thoughts like I'm not good enough to help or they're too far gone to be healed.
Exactly. It's about approaching the situation with humility and clarity. And here's a key point. The miracle itself guides the receiver towards that clarity.
Yeah.
The miracle worker's role is to be a conduit,
Okay.
not to force or control.
So kind of like a trust fall
Yes.
where the miracle worker is the one catching.
Yes.
But they have to trust that they're strong enough to hold the other person.
Oh, that is such a fantastic way to put it. And this ties into what weiwat was saying about, overthinking readiness.
Yeah.
If a firefighter doubts their training in the middle of a rescue, things are not going to go well.
Right. They need to trust in the process and their skill.
Exactly. So it's less about, am I good enough, and more about, how can I be a clear channel
Right.
for this healing energy?
Okay, yeah.
And this is where the atonement comes in.
Yeah.
It's about accepting, healing, and clarity for ourselves first.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, it's hard to extend something to others that we haven't fully embraced ourselves.
It's like trying to teach someone to swim. When you're still like clinging to the edge of the pool.
Exactly.
You've got to trust the water before you can, guide someone else through it.
You do. We need to embody that trust and that clarity
Okay.
to be effective miracle workers. And that's where our deep dive continues next time.
Wait, what?
We're in the midst of our deep dive into the function of the miracle worker.
Yes.
It's like we've been given, like this awesome map for the world of miracles.
Right.
And we all want our expert guide.
And what's amazing about this map is that it's not like we're trying to find some hidden treasure out there. It's like we're rediscovering the treasure that's already within us, that wholeness.
Yeah. So less about seeking, more about remembering.
Yes.
Like when, you suddenly remember a word that you thought you'd completely forgotten.
Oh, yeah.
It was there all along, just hidden.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah. And speaking of things that are hidden beneath the surface, remember that image of the inner altar
Oh, yes.
that we talked about?
Yes. Well, weiwat takes it even further in this next section.
Okay.
Talking about the importance of clearing away the clutter.
Okay, so, all right. If our minds are like temples,
Yes.
and the atonement is like this precious offering that we're placing on the altar,
Yes.
what kind of clutter are we talking about? What's on the altar?
Well, think of it like this, fear, guilt, resentment, judgment, like all of those heavy emotions and those limiting beliefs that we've collected
Oh, yeah.
over time.
The baggage.
The baggage, yeah, they're like those dust bunnies and cobwebs, that are obscuring the beauty and the clarity of our inner sanctuary.
So it's like that scene in Sleeping Beauty when Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather are cleaning up the cottage.
Yes.
And everything is just sparkling.
Oh, I love it.
The beauty was always there.
Yeah.
It was just covered up.
It was just hidden.
Yeah, with layers of neglect.
Yes, exactly. And just like those fairy godmothers, we have the power to clear away that clutter and restore our minds to their natural state of peace and wholeness. But here's the thing. Sometimes we resist that cleaning process.
Wait, why would we resist feeling good? Doesn't everybody want to be happy?
Yeah, it seems kind of counterintuitive, but weiwat points out this interesting phenomenon called the fear of healing. It's like we hesitate to clean a messy room because we don't want to admit how cluttered it's become.
So like avoiding going to the doctor.
Yes.
Because you're afraid of what they might find.
Exactly.
Or putting off cleaning your closet because it just seems like so overwhelming.
Yes, exactly. You tell yourself, I'm too busy, or it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But deep down, I think we're afraid of what we might uncover, like those painful memories.
Yeah.
Those limiting beliefs, those parts of ourselves that we've judged.
Shadow self.
Yeah, and rejected.
It's like we'd rather just stay comfortable
comfortable.
Numb than face the potential discomfort of healing
Yes.
and growing.
And yet that discomfort, that's often a sign that we're on the right track. Think of it like, muscle soreness. After a good workout, it's not always pleasant,
Yeah.
but it means that we're challenging ourselves
Okay.
and getting stronger.
So growing pains are a good sign.
They are a good sign.
It's like shedding our old skin and making way for, something new to emerge.
Exactly. And this brings us to, a fascinating point that weiwat makes about healing.
Yeah.
Being a temporary bridge, it sounds kind of counterintuitive.
It does. If healing is so great, why is it temporary?
Right. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Well, it's about understanding the bigger picture. Think of it this way. Like, a bridge is only needed when there's a separation.
Okay.
Right. Before the separation, the river flows naturally.
So before we bought into this whole illusion of separation
Yes.
from our true selves, from the divine, we didn't need healing. It was just our natural state.
It was our natural state, exactly. Healing became necessary as a way to restore that balance in this world, shaped by this perception of separation.
So it's like those GPS systems that reroute you even when you miss a turn.
Yes.
No matter how much we try to avoid it, we're always being guided back.
Back home, to that wholeness, to ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is such a perfect analogy. And while we're on the topic of guidance, weiwat talks about this crucial shift from physical sight to spiritual vision. Remember that magnifying glass analogy?
Yeah.
Spiritual vision, like upgrading to a more powerful lens, one that helps us see those solutions instead of getting stuck on the problem.
Yeah. So instead of focusing on the cracks in the sidewalk, we're looking up at the stars.
Exactly. Instead of getting caught up in the drama, we remember that peace is always an option.
Yeah.
And the more we practice using that spiritual vision, the more sensitive we become to anything that disrupts it.
Okay.
Like our inner alarm system gets upgraded.
Ooh.
Right? So it alerts us to any thoughts or behaviors that are out of alignment.
So it's not about being perfect or never making mistakes, but it's about becoming more aware of those patterns and making, a choice
Yes.
to shift them, like having a more refined taste, I guess you could say,
Yes.
for, what nourishes our soul and what depletes us.
Exactly. It's about cultivating that inner discernment, the ability to distinguish between what's serving us and what's holding us back.
Okay, so we've got this great toolkit now. We've got our spiritual magnifying glass.
Yes.
We've got our upgraded alarm system.
Yes.
What else do we need? A street backpack, maybe, to carry all this wisdom?
Yeah, love that visual.
Yeah.
And maybe some comfortable shoes for this journey.
Oh, yeah.
Because what weiwat highlights next is it's not something we can really, pack or carry. It's about cultivating a state of being, an inner quality. That transforms our experience. And that is the comfort of total trust.
Ooh, yes. Remember that feeling of being wrapped in a blanket of peace?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I could use a refill of that.
Me too.
Yeah.
And the good news is we don't have to earn it. It's already within us.
Right. But why does it feel so elusive sometimes? Why do we settle for those, temporary comforts?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Because we forget. We get so caught up in that illusion of separation, the belief that we're alone, that we have to figure everything out on our own.
Yeah. It's like you're in this giant supermarket, just overwhelmed by choices.
Yes.
When all you really need is a simple, nourishing meal.
Yes. We crave those quick fixes, those instant gratifications.
Yeah.
But what we really, truly hunger for is that deep, soul-satisfying connection to something greater than ourselves.
Yeah.
And it brings us to a crucial point, this interconnectedness between the creator and creation.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's like this beautiful dance of giving and receiving.
Yeah.
We depend on the creator for peace and clarity, and the creator, in a sense, depends on us to reflect its perfection. It's like this symbiotic relationship.
So it's not a one-sided dependence.
Yeah.
It's a mutual exchange.
A mutual exchange.
Of energy.
Yes. Like a garden where the sunlight nourishes the plants. And the plants, in turn, create that oxygen for the world to breathe.
Yeah.
But fear disrupts that flow. It makes us believe that we're separate, cut off from that source of peace.
So the atonement is about tearing down those walls.
Yeah.
Restoring that natural flow of love and connection, both within us and in the world.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that We are all part of something much greater than ourselves.
Wow. That is a powerful thought to sit with. I'm sensing a theme here.
Oh, yeah.
This interconnectedness just keeps popping up
Yes.
in different ways. First, it was with healing, being that temporary bridge.
Right.
Then with that spiritual vision. And now with this relationship between, the creator and creation.
Yes, it's like this golden thread weaving its way through everything.
Yeah. And it leads us to this deeper understanding of, our role as miracle workers. We're not just, these isolated individuals trying to fix ourselves. We're part of this vast interconnected web of being. And our actions, thoughts, and choices.
Yes.
They have ripple effects.
They do.
That extend far beyond what we can see.
It's true. So it's not just about decluttering our own inner altars.
Yeah.
We're kind of contributing to this cosmic spring cleaning.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where our deep dive continues next time.
Okay.
As we explore, how this understanding translates into action, how we can become those beacons of clarity that weiwat describes, guiding ourselves and others toward wholeness.
Wait, what?
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the function of the miracle worker.
It's like we've been on this, incredible journey exploring all the inner workings of miracles, and now we're reaching that summit.
Yeah, that panoramic view where everything clicks.
Exactly. And what a view it is. We've unpacked the fear of release, the mind as a powerful tool, sometimes a bit of a chainsaw.
It happens.
The importance of right-mindedness, trust, the body as that vehicle for the mind, and that incredible upgrade to spiritual vision.
We've even done some serious decluttering. Our mental junk drawers are looking, spick and span.
Yes, they are. And those inner altars practically gleaming.
Ooh.
Right.
Braggy, shiny.
So now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about how all of this translates into action.
Okay.
How do we actually become those lighthouses of clarity that weiwat described?
Right. Okay. Let's illuminate the path. What's step one? Do I need a special uniform? A secret handshake?
Well, thankfully, no. No capes, no cryptic rituals.
Okay, good.
But weiwat does remind us that as aspiring miracle workers, our primary responsibility is to accept the atonement for ourselves.
Okay.
It's like that oxygen mask on the airplane.
Yeah.
You got to put on your own mask first before you can help others.
So self-care is not selfish, it's essential.
It's essential.
Yeah, it's like, they say you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. Once we've embraced that healing and that clarity for ourselves, it naturally radiates outward. We become a beacon, not by force, but simply by being.
Yeah.
An example.
Yeah. It's like, I think it was Gandhi who said, be the change you wish to see in the world.
He did.
But instead of spinning our own yarn, we're weaving ourselves into this larger tapestry of healing.
Oh, I love that.
Of wholeness.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is where that shift in perception becomes so crucial.
Yeah.
We start seeing everyone as inherently worthy of that healing and that wholeness, including ourselves.
Yeah, because we're all connected to that same source.
Right.
Love, perfection. We're all part of this big cosmic family, even if we sometimes forget that.
We do. And when we truly see through those illusions of separation, we realize that everyone's healing contributes to the healing of the whole.
Oh, wow.
It's like an ecosystem where each organism plays a vital role.
Yeah. So even our own individual healing efforts.
Yes.
Those are like the ripples that spread out.
Yes, they are.
And create a more peaceful, loving world.
Beautifully put. And it brings us back to that idea of charity, that weiwat emphasizes.
Yeah.
Seeing that perfection in others.
Yeah.
Even when we're struggling to see it in ourselves. It's a powerful practice that really helps to dismantle those judgmental barriers.
Yeah, because it reminds us that, we're all in this together. Nobody's broken.
Exactly.
On repair. We're all just, works in progress.
Yes, we are. And this is where that trust comes in.
Yeah.
Trust in the process, trust in the atonement, trust in our own innate capacity for healing.
Okay. So it's like that trust fall we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Only this time we're falling back into the arms of something much greater.
Yes, a cosmic safety net.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, right. Woven from love and grace.
Yeah. So we're not just, falling into the void. We're falling into like an ocean of support.
We are. And we realize we're never truly alone, that there's this power within us, far greater than any fear or any limitation.
Wow. That's a beautiful thought. It's like the whole universe is conspiring to help us heal and awaken.
It is.
So if the atonement is the key, how do we actually like place it on the altar of our minds? Like, how do we do that?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And there's no one-size-fits-all answer. But I think it starts with cultivating an awareness of our true nature.
Okay.
You know, that connection to the divine. That's always present, even when we're lost in that illusion of separation.
So it's about those, I don't know, those daily practices that help us remember, to connect to that deeper reality.
Yes. Meditation, prayer, spending time in nature, acts of kindness, anything that helps us reconnect with that inner sanctuary of peace.
So we're creating space in our lives for that stillness and reflection. For listening to that, that quiet voice within that whispers, our true worth and purpose.
Exactly. It's like building that sacred space
within
ourselves, a refuge from the storm of everyday life.
Yeah. And as we cultivate that inner sanctuary, we become more and more aligned, with our purpose as miracle workers.
Beautifully said. And it's so important to remember that this miracle work, it's not about performing, supernatural feats. It's not about becoming like, a spiritual superhero.
Right.
It's about embodying that miraculous energy in our everyday lives. Those small acts of kindness, those moments of forgiveness, those choices to see the good in ourselves and in others.
So it's not about parting the Red Sea or walking on water.
No, it's not.
But it's about those, I don't know, those seemingly ordinary moments.
Yes.
That become extraordinary when infused with love.
Love and intention. Exactly. It's about shifting our perception, seeing the world through the lens of possibility, and recognizing that every interaction, every encounter is an opportunity to extend healing and grace.
It's like that quote, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle."
That's a perfect example.
Yeah. We might not know what those battles are, but our kindness can be like a balm, just a reminder, they're not alone.
Right, because true kindness, it arises from that recognition of our shared humanity, that understanding that we're all in this together. We're all part of this beautiful tapestry of life, each thread unique and essential to that overall design.
And that is a beautiful thought to carry with us as we, move forward. On this journey, I feel like we've been given this powerful set of tools and insights to navigate this world of miracles. Like we've graduated from Miracle Work 101.
We have.
And we're ready to embark on, our own unique adventures.
And remember, the greatest miracle is often that transformation that happens within us as we embrace our true nature as loving and compassionate beings. That's the foundation for all other miracles.
Beautifully said. And with that, we will wrap up this episode of The Deep Dive. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the function of the miracle worker. It's been a joy sharing these insights with you.
We encourage you to continue exploring these concepts, to delve deeper into A Course in Miracles. And most importantly, to experiment with these ideas in your own life. See what miracles unfold.
Until next time, keep shining your light. Remember, the world is full of miracles just waiting to be revealed.
They are.
We'll see you on our next deep dive.
Wait, what?